Good morning. Hope you're all having a good day today. Safe to say we are absolutely delighted to be back here for our second year as lead sponsor of this fantastic event. So today we're going to have a quick look at AE Yates in relation to innovation and skills. We're going to start off with a quick introduction to AE Yates from our Chief Exec Officer, Sven. And moving on, I'd like to say I've attended this event for a number of years now. One of the subjects that always comes up is how we encourage new blood into civil engineering. So next up we'll have Lorna Stratton, who is one of our AE Yates civil engineering apprentices. And in 3 years she's going to cram in her experiences from the first year working with us. Safe to say she didn't really want to get up here and do this, but I've informed her that this is one of the best events to speak at. Everyone here is always really supportive of each other. And then finally, I'm going to talk about National Highways Roads Academy. So without further ado, over to Sven for a quick introduction to AE Yates.
Hi. I'll keep it brief because coffee's following. AE Yates Group is made up of 5 companies. I'll start with the smallest. So we have a directional drilling arm, which gives us the capability of putting services and rising mains under railways, rivers, motorways, etc., sometimes runways. We have a business who specialises in house building and effectively foundation solutions in TGE. Very quiet at the moment, as I'm sure lots of you are experiencing. We have combined soil stabilisation, who effectively turns poor, unusable ground into effectively stable pavements that you can use on the roads, embankments, etc. And we are working across the country on major road projects, HS2, lots of local council works, etc. We have another company called SPI Piling, who do everything from basements in London to cofferdams for utility works, which is very relevant to AMP8. And we also do ports, harbours, bridge abutments, etc. And then on to the main company being AE Yates Limited. I think. Click next. So we are across many sectors and across the whole of the UK. We do flood prevention works for the likes of United Utilities, for the Environment Agency, and for canals and rivers. We do lots of renewable energy, predominantly up in Scotland at the moment, so wind farms, high voltage cables. We do lots of substations, etc. We're working across the northeast at the moment for BP and Equinor, looking at carbon capture and storage and hydrogen power stations, etc. Wastewater, we are on for AMP8 for United Utilities and for Northumbria Water. I think one of our specialties within the business is always been bridges and specifically bridge maintenance. So Dave's background very much is bridges, and he heads up that section for the business now. But we've been involved in some of the UK's first trials. I personally did the first half-joint replacements, probably 15 years back as a site manager. And we retain a lot of the engineering expertise throughout the business. A lot of the guys that have done the projects are still with us after 20 years. And I suppose the most relevant to today is we are the Northwest contractor for National Highways, and we also work for most of the councils, certainly in the north of England, and many of you guys will have no doubt come across AEY. So we do everything from your Section 278s to your, obviously, our footways, cycleways, etc., up to major trunk roads. With the top left picture was the UK's first carbon net zero road project. Yeah, that's it. Next. Okay, so we've been around a long time, 1870. 300 direct employees and growing. We probably have twice that number in dedicated supply chain, a lot of who are ex-employees who have their own small businesses, etc., that we support throughout the journey. Yates Limited, so obviously the large company, we turn over just over 150 million. Obviously the group is probably north of 150. Northwest based, so our head office is in Bolton, but we have offices in Scotland, in Penrith. We have an office in Middlesbrough for the northeast, and we have one in Ipswich as well. And the big one is we're employee owned. That means that each of the employees, including myself, all have a share, very, very similar to the John Lewis model. So 25% of any profits come back into the employees and effectively get shared as a dividend each year. But it also allows us to make business decisions for a sustainable business. So we're not about making, the last penny and trying to keep shareholders happy. It's very much about long-term relationships and actually if you do a great job, you tend to work for people again and again. Now over to Lorna.
Hello, I'm Lorna Stratton, and I'm currently completing a civil engineering degree apprenticeship with Yates, where I work as a technical engineer. Alongside my role, I attend Liverpool John Moores University 1 day a week, working towards my degree. My career path in civil engineering started once I completed my A-levels in business, law, sport and drama, having already secured a place at Liverpool John Moores University to study law. So you're probably thinking, how did I end up here? Civil engineering wasn't the career path I had in mind. Growing up, my ambitions were focused on either joining the police, becoming a lawyer, or playing football full-time, a passion I still pursue today as a member of Tranmere Rovers women's first team, proudly supported and sponsored by Yates. Like many teenagers, I initially assumed that university was the only natural career path. I was drawn to the idea of the university life, long summers, moving out, enjoying greater independence. At the time, there was very little discussion about apprenticeships or alternative pathways. So I believed that only route to be a successful career was to complete a 3-year degree and then secure a job. However, as I began to invest more time exploring my future, I realised that there are many different options available and that choosing the right one depends on my own goals and interests, rather than simply following what was considered the normal routes. I wanted to do what was best for me, which led me to discover that it is possible to gain a degree while also building a career and earning valuable experience in the workplace. When it came to making a decision about my future, I asked a number of important questions. Should I attend uni full-time? Would I move out? Which university would be right for me? What course should I study? How debt would affect my future? And how much should I be influenced by what my friends were doing? To answer these questions, I took proactive steps by attending career fairs, carrying out research, listening to talks, speaking to people within the different industries, and gaining work experience, which I later completed both at my local police station and through my father's work. I found myself drawn to the construction industry, coming from a family where both my father and brother are quantity surveyors. I was already familiar with the field, and after spending a couple of days on my dad's sites, I began researching the wide variety of careers within construction and was surprised by the many different routes available. This led me to civil engineering and then eventually to AE8. This is where I began my journey as a site engineer, spending around 8 months on a couple of sites, dealing with drains and earthworks and wingates, to exploring the width of bridges and such as Ski Bridge in Preston, gaining valuable on-site experience. During this time, I realised there was much more to civil engineering than I had first imagined. This opened the door of a new opportunity, and I was invited to join the technical team. This was huge steps forward in my career in just only a year. Since then, I've been developing my skills further and expanding my understanding of the industry from a different perspective, working on projects that can be read behind me. I've also gained valuable experience dealing with different clients and attending events such as Flooding Coasts, the Bridge Conference, Highways UK, and the Elcrig Innovation Festival. While doing these, I've been completing courses such as AutoCAD, CDM, and NEC4 courses. While developing my career in the industry and working towards my degree, I have gained valuable skills such as time management, meeting deadlines, and balancing multiple responsibilities. I have also learned the importance of being flexible and seizing every opportunity to develop, whether through completing courses, making phone calls, or writing professional emails, or even standing here today to speak about my career in the hope of inspiring the next generation. Over the next 4 years, I look forward to continuing this journey and contributing to that growth. At Yates, I have been allowed to explore different departments and choose my career path for myself, which I hope I can inspire many other people as an apprentice to choose their career wisely.
Not quite sure how to follow that. So thanks very much, Lorna. Now I'm going to move on to very quickly talk about National Highways Roads Academy initiative, just giving a very quick overview, explaining what the Roads Academy is, why we are involved at Yates, who it's aimed at, how it's delivered, and how you can find out more about that. So what is Roads Academy? So Roads Academy is a collaboration between National Highways and its supply chain. It's aimed at providing the current and future leaders with the skills to solve sectoral challenges in managing strategic roads network. At the moment, those key challenges are climate change, increasing value to society, enabling the use of innovative solutions to address those challenges, and of course, continuing to deliver safely and on target. So why are Yates here at Elcrig promoting the Roads Academy? The simple answer to that is that Yates are part of that supply chain. Sven in particular forms part of the advisory board. We've identified at Yates that we've always been very good at promoting practical skills, but our training around some of the topics I'm about to touch on has been a little lacking. Yates have now put 80% of its middle and senior management team through the course, and I've only been here 10 months, but I'm just going to quickly ask Sven how many of those have been promoted.
To be fair, when Dave asked me this whilst we were preparing this a week or so ago, we looked into it, and of the people who've been through the Roads Academy course, 80% have actually had promotions within a year of completing the course, so some very tangible results from going through it.
Yeah, and based on that information that I've just got, I'll be attending it later this year. Right, so how does the Roads Academy work? Well, there are 2 levels of accreditation in the Roads Academy. The Aspiring Leaders Programme, which is aimed at mid-level managers, those people in the client and supplier-facing roles who are keen to develop their leadership skills further and collaborate with other individuals. The Strategic Leaders Programme is aimed at those looking to apply their learning to complex sector challenges and support innovation and transportation. Through stakeholder engagement, 3 key themes or gears were identified. The first gear is operational intelligence, covering delivery, operations and teaming. So looking at project management, budgeting, improving behaviours and improving collaboration. The second gear is emotional intelligence, covering culture, coaching, communication. So how to listen, question and present, which would have been really useful before today. How to mentor future people and also how to develop an inclusive workplace. The third and final gear is future capabilities, covering change, creativity and strategy, aimed at encouraging leadership through change, thinking outside the box and how to deliver a vision in a strategic way. You should also notice on the graphic that there are 3 value hubs, 1 for aspiring leaders and 2 for strategic leaders. These value hubs are in-person events that bring all the groups of leaders together to work through real-world practical solutions to develop collaboration and leadership. Leaders can choose to apply their learning to whatever topic they wish, but at the moment, the main topics are net zero carbon, social value, and digital roads. The course is delivered through in-person events as well as e-learning packages. It is accredited through the Chartered Management Institute, and those who graduate from the programme are now eligible to receive Foundation Chartered Manager status. And this next slide shows the current numbers of people that have been through the Rhodes Academy to date and what they have achieved. If you're interested in finding out more about this initiative, more information can be found at the link that's going to be on the presentation in a minute, or come and see us at our stand. But finally, I'd like to just pass you back to Sven for our closing remarks and tell you about an offer.
Obviously, we are slightly plugging Rhodes Academy today. I went through Rhodes Academy myself on my journey from being a contracts manager, director and managing director and up to the CEO. I probably, I used to use a lot of the tools that I actually learned there prior, but I didn't know why I used them or what the purpose was, or actually how to put them in the right order in many senses. So it's been great for myself personally, and it's been great for the teams around me. And Rhodes Academy have kindly offered to open up a couple of spaces, fully funded spaces, to delegates in the room today. So if any of our delegates within the room are interested in joining Rhodes Academy, they come and see us at the stand today. And effectively, we would look at giving the two people that are looking to take that on a free space, in essence. You would have to give a day's training back to the Rhodes Academy SMEs at some point in the future years, but effectively it'd be a good way to network with colleagues in the rest of the industry and actually get some personal learning, and ultimately it costs you nothing as well. Thank you.